Well, it's a movie projector, but how does it work? I'm glad you asked. It works because you have slow eyes and a slow brain. What do I mean? Well, if you ever made a flip book, what you need is an old book, and you use the top right-hand corners of the pages, or if you prefer, you can use a special book made from blank sheets of cardboard or paper. And you'll notice that here, in the top right-hand corner, I've drawn pictures, stick figures of a little man, and each one is a little different from the one before. And the man is jumping in the air, and eventually he hits his head on the top of the page, and then he comes down again. They're all separate pictures, and they're all still pictures. But if we flick them rapidly past, watch what happens. The man appears to jump up and down. You think you're seeing a moving picture, although you know as well as I do that every picture is still. You see, our brains are so slow that they think they're seeing the last picture while they're seeing the next one. And that's the principle behind the movie projector. Have a look at this. This is a model of a very ancient device that was used in the fun parlours back when your grandparents were young. They used to go along to the fun parlours, put a coin in a slot and turn a handle, and they would see lots of separate pictures flicking around. Look at this one. There's a dog and a cat, because if they're making pancakes, each picture is slightly different from the one before. And if I turn the handle rapidly, you see a motion picture of the dog and the cat making pancakes. That's called a mutoscope, and they were very popular, large mutoscopes in the fun parlours years ago. They are movie projection devices, but they don't project the picture on the wall, they show it on a piece of paper or cardboard. Movie projectors that you see in the theatres or use at home actually have plastic film instead of paper, and they shine a light through that film. But they come in many different sizes and shapes. The one on the right is called standard 8 film. Lots of little pictures, one above the other, and when this moves through a projector, it's pulled through by those little holes on the right, the sprocket holes, and you see 16 separate pictures every second. The next one is Super 8 film. When this moves through a projector, it moves at 18 frames a second. You'll notice that the sprocket holes are smaller and the pictures are larger. Because they're larger pictures, you see them a little more clearly. The next one is 16mm film. Pictures are bigger again. This is the sort of film we used to use when we went outside to film things for you to see on the Curiosity Show. Now we use videotape. The next one is 35mm film. That's used in theatres. And the one on the left is 70mm film, because the film itself is 70mm wide, and you can see quite a bit of definition in the individual pictures. You can even see expressions on faces. So those are the different gauges of films. Let's have a look at a projector and see how that film moves through the little channel or gate. This is a standard 8 projector, and if you look in there, there's a slot, and poking out from that slot, you may just be able to see two tiny little teeth. If I wiggle a knob at the back, you can see them moving. Those teeth pull the film down, and then the teeth go back into the body of the projector. They move up where you can't see them, then they come out again, jerk the film down, and leave it there for a fraction of a second. And every time the film is sitting still, a light beam shines through it onto a screen. And you're seeing separate pictures, but you think you're seeing them together. You think you see motion. Now, this one here is a Super 8 projector. Same sort of mechanism as the standard 8 projector, but the whole thing is built flat and it has its own built-in screen. You're looking at just one frame being projected on this screen, but if I press this button here, the frames start moving, 18 of them every second, and you think you see motion. You're not really seeing motion, you're seeing a whole lot of separate images, but your brain and eyes together fool you into thinking that you're seeing motion. And the same principle applies exactly in the 16mm projector that we saw way back at the beginning. Once again, if we take the front off that, you can see that the film goes through a channel and back onto this reel here. If I switch it on, light beam shines through, and with a projector like this, you're seeing 24 or 25 frames every second. And on the screen behind me, you can possibly see what we filmed for you a couple of years ago when we were in Tasmania for the Curiosity Show. That's Eagle Hawk neck with a convict ball and chain. Well, that's a 16mm projector, and a Super 8 projector, and a Standard 8 projector. When you go to the picture theatre, you're almost certainly watching a film being projected by a far more complex machine. Let's go behind the scenes and see how they work.